Today we are talking about the Psychologist licensure exam specifically. Very specific study tips.
Also tips while you're in the exam itself.
It's invaluable, the insights that you get from studying with other people.
It doesn't matter how stupid the question is, we would ask it.
Don't practice answering essay questions. Practice like multiple choice questions.
Anticipate there's going to be a lot of distractions.
I had to build my mental stamina to be able to think that long. You really have to get used to like reading lots of text.
And Gemini has this function where you can ask it to make you multiple choice questions.
How do you do the process of elimination? You match the item to what is being asked in the STEM.
In this case, AI could show you how to develop that skill, what it looks like to rationalize effectively. Just anticipate that your brain will need its rest, and it will do the rest for you if you don't give it. It will dissociate in that sense. I just closed my eyes, lie down, and no thoughts, just meow meow.
Meow meow. You say you don't love him, but you do.
No, I don't. Just a little.
You're not good enough.
You're not good enough for me.
Hello, hello. You know what time it is. It's tea time.
It's jazzy time.
It's cozy side time. Ooh. Good hello, good
Welcome
morning, welcome back everyone. Today we are talking about expanding on actually something we touched on
our previous video.
We had we posted a video recently about, I'll link it somewhere here, about our
biggest
experiences and insights post-mortem, the board exam, the Psychologist licensure exam specifically, the year of our Lord 2025.
Thank you, Lord.
We are luckily board passers, so now we're registered psychologists.
I still don't believe
and then so now we're kind of gonna get into
a little bit more in-depth
very specific study tips that we really
study tips, also tips while you're in the exam itself, because of course
it's not just about before the exam, it's during the exam too,
right? After, that's up to you.
Since the results are released pretty close, like the same day,
let's say around 3 a.m. or 12 a.m.
That's a whole nother video maybe. All right, so our first tip is go to review class or study in groups. Now it's definitely, I would say Bella and I are individual learners. We are not only introverts, but it's sometimes we can get carried away when we're together.
Chatting it up.
That's why we decided to make a YouTube channel.
Now we can yap with you. And
it's invaluable, actually, the insights that you get from studying with other people. So whether it's in a review class, like with a review center, there's a lot to choose here in the Philippines. But like whether it's that or just studying in groups sometimes, because you can have both. Like, well, even if you are an individual learner, I would say there's so much that you get from studying with other people, because people will ask questions that you might have never even considered. And that's so important, because like I would say there's so many things that I have personally learned for the first time. I remember in class, a concrete example of this was I asked, what is the difference between psychoanalytic versus psychodynamic? And everyone was like, oh yeah, it seems like such a simple question that I would be afraid to ask. But then I don't know, we had like a pretty nice atmosphere in our review class, and we
are very chill. And it doesn't matter how stupid the question is, we would ask it.
Yeah, and everyone benefited from that. So when you are in a study group, don't be afraid to ask stupid questions.
You need to cultivate that environment so that because everyone has questions they want to ask. Sometimes maybe they're just afraid to do that. So cultivate that environment in your review class so that everyone can learn, can benefit from those
Everyone
questions.
will benefit from it.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is practice in the format of the exam, and we have 3 sub-points after this, which is 1, know the format of your exam. So obviously the Psychologist licensure exam is multiple choice. So don't practice answering essay questions. Practice like multiple choice questions. Because
when it was our comps, we practiced answering in essays because our comprehensive exams were all in essays. But now that it's boards,
focus more on recognition rather than like having to know the exact
terminologies.
And then another part of that is practicing in a noisy environment. We touch on this because it's like, I practiced in silence because I thought it was going to be really quiet.
So funny, yeah.
She practiced in the noisy
I
environment.
love
and it
going
worked
to
out better.
cafe because also as someone who gets so distracted when I'm at home. I don't know why. As the longer I've been studying, the more I cannot study at home.
Yeah.
And I just needed to change up my environment. It helped me focus more. And it just so happened in cafes, they weren't. They were quite. They were bustling. So surprisingly helped me because during my exam, ideally it would have been quiet, but unfortunately in my case there were 3 people coughing around me. It was crazy.
No, it was like that was the hard part of the exam because people are walking around you, people are talking around you like
They were
the
sick.
exam facilitators or people who were sick. You apparently mentioned that people were vomiting in the bathroom because she was near the bathroom. Yeah, people are asking questions to the
So there's unfortunately we can't control for like our environment. So just anticipate there's gonna be a lot of distractions. So maybe put yourself in distracting environments while you're studying or training for when you actually take your boards.
Yeah. And the next point under that in practicing in the format of the exam is practicing
On a computer.
on a computer, because currently the Psychologist licensure exam is a computer-based licensure exam. So you take it on a laptop.
Yeah.
And you gotta be like, it helps to be used to answering on a laptop rather than answering on like a pen and paper.
Yeah.
It's a different experience, and I would just suggest doing that so that
Getting used to that.
getting used to it.
Here, just focus on practice clicking, practice getting used to staring at the screen for long periods of time, because for some of us, it is eye strain.
It is. So like you might have to build up a tolerance for that. And actually I also brought blue light glasses because sometimes they help me, although I didn't end up using it. But I also brought eye drops because when you stare at a computer, personally my eyes get more dry. So I did bring eye drops in case that would be a problem for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, she's prepared. Huh?
I know, I was.
Great.
And the last one under that, the practicing under the format of the exam, is practicing the time limit because it's 3 hours per subtest.
Yeah.
Those 4 subtests. So that again, in day 1, it's advanced theories of personality and counseling and psychotherapy. And then day 2
Assessment
is psychological assessment and abnormal psychology. Each of those is 3 hours. And it's so important. This, honestly, I think this was the most important for me.
Yeah.
I had to build my mental stamina to be able to think that long.
For that. For that whole period, just sitting down, keeping yourself still. And focusing on the question. Because let's be real, I think this is something I told Selena a lot. Also during study periods, I dissociate. Especially when I'm reading the questions after like 2 hours of drilling myself, I'm just like, my brain goes away.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to pinch myself to bring myself back.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help for too long, so I have to you really have to build up that stamina.
I did. At first, I couldn't do 3 hours. I really had to work up to it. Like leading up to the exam, I would answer longer and longer tests for a longer period of time. I think assessment is the lengthiest test. So it's 150 items. And that was it. It's hard. Like and they're long questions. Not only are they 150 items, they're really long questions sometimes. Oftentimes. So you really have to get used to like reading lots of text
and being attentive to the words, the stem, because you can be reading it, you can put your eyes on it, but you're not really absorbing it. So that's something you really have to kind of build up.
Yeah. And it does. It had the most payoff for me. The next main study tip we have is to, in preparing for the exam, generally focus on what you don't know. And because there might be a lot of concepts that you're already very familiar with. You've talked about ad nauseum, like Freud, probably memorized like the defense mechanisms, Erickson's stages. You don't have to focus so much on the things that you already know, that you are confident that you already know. There's so much out there that you probably don't know that I realized I really didn't know. It's probably assessment. There's so many freaking tests out there, man.
When you think you got everything.
And every test has their own world of subtests and scoring systems. So honestly, I focused a lot on assessment, and I focused on like learning the subtests of the gold standard tests, and
So MCMI, MMPI,
Waze, Sanford Binet. Even though hand test showed up a lot,
That showed up a lot.
it's not necessarily gold standard.
So
and Rorschach showed
there are
up a lot.
some that aren't necessarily gold standard. They did come out. So there's also flavor of the week. You guys have to consider that.
Yeah, apparently, every year there are tests or theorists that come
They
out.
really like.
I think in our time there was a lot of object relations theorists like
relationship.
Margaret Mahler. I mean,
yeah.
prior to review class, and it's something I learned in and even Kohut,
Kohut.
right?
I did not expect that.
Kohut's narcissism and
Of all the things,
self-psychology.
I did not expect Kohut to come out. But there we
but
go.
he did. He came
really
out.
Did. He kept coming out.
Yeah, there was a lot of from in our TOP
Klein.
section.
Lots of
Klein too. A lot of it was very object relations. and
TOP
existential.
is another thing that I really had to work on. So assessment and TOP because
And Psychopil. Psychopil, I would say really focus on not just knowing the big 5 like values like pakikiramdam, kapwa. There's a table actually by Enriquez where he the accommodative surface values, etc., etc.
did
Like
not
I
study
would,
that enough.
I know. Luckily I kind of like glanced through it before the test,
yeah.
like because there was a question about
Yeah.
pakikibaka or like resisting.
I didn't even see that in the.
I
in the
know,
table.
yeah. So
That makes
I would
me happy.
really understand those because they showed up.
Breadth over depth is what they always say.
It's what they always say, but that wasn't necessarily the case in assessment.
There is a lot of breadth, but then there are questions that will trip you up.
And
And
when
when
we
they go
yeah.
really in depth.
Yeah, and when we say breadth over depth, that was like a study tip that was constantly repeated to us. It's like it's better that you know more, like more tests, more theories, than you being in depth about like let's say common theorists. And that in a way,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's true.
it is.
Because I wouldn't have known about Mahler or Kohut or something. Mostly the depth questions were about the gold standard, just like Waze, MCMI was a lot.
PI. Rorschach, surprisingly, I think something really important to note also what I saw in the test was Exner and RPAS.
Oh yeah.
So in
the different scoring systems of
'cause
Rorschach, there are
different-
multiple.
There are multiple.
Yeah. Next one is during the actual test. Don't be afraid to like bookmark items, and there is a way that you can like
Thankfully, it's
mark items.
computerized, so it also gives you the option of like taking note of every question
Tagging.
you're not sure
Yeah,
of.
you can mark.
So for this particular tip, it really helped me to go through the whole test. The things I didn't know, I would just bookmark it, go straight to the next one. I don't have to think too deeply because it's important for you to go through every single question because sometimes later in the test, you'll find easy ones and you don't want to miss those.
That's true.
And sometimes you'll even see the answers of questions in the previous one in the later parts of
Also
the test.
true.
So it's important to go through all of it. And then once you've gone through all of it, go back to the ones you've bookmarked. Even if I bookmarked sometimes half or more than half.
Me too.
80%.
Almost
80%.
everything.
Almost everything.
Yeah, and if you have the time,
Just go back.
Honestly, I would review everything if you can, and if you have the bandwidth.
Assessment was harder to review.
Because I literally finished with 2 minutes left, which is really anxiety-inducing. But if you have the time, because sometimes you do, even if like you didn't mark the question as like somewhat to go back to, sometimes there were some questions where I realized, wait a minute,
I
answered wrong. Sometimes you just choose carelessly because there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
So I would review if you can.
If you can, the bookmarks really help for that.
Yeah.
And it really helps also to go through all the questions because it unlocks like parts of your brain that you forgot you had.
Yes, yeah. It's the recognition aspect.
The recognition aspect. And then you go back and then realize, oh, so this is the answer for this question.
Yeah. Honestly, you gotta just choose your best guess.
Choose your best
and
guess,
move
move
forward because there's so many items.
There's so many. And there are a lot of them that you may know. Right? So better put all of your focus on that and then move on to the next.
Yeah. All right. Next one is get your hands on as many reviewers as you can. This super helped. First of all, it's like there's a lot of resources out there on the internet, and if with consent, if like you come from different review centers or different tutors or teachers who are willing to share their reviewers or notes, please do. And the questions, like different types of tests.
Yes.
That's super helpful.
There's always questions out there that you would never have
thought
of. Right. So the more reviewers you have, the better. And personally, if for reviewers, what I really like is, at least in my case, I really use AI.
Me too.
So Gemini.
So helpful.
I don't have ChatGPT Pro, right? But I had Gemini, and this is something I learned from a friend. Gemini has this function where you can ask it to make you multiple choice questions. So I was essentially kind of practicing using my computer. So I would press the correct answer, multiple choice. So it does that for you. So just for context, Gemini doesn't have the best questions.
But I don't think any AI is perfect.
Yeah, so you can always just, what I do is I feed the questions I have in my reviewers. I feed those questions and ask it to test me with those. And then I basically practice using my computer. Answering the test.
Me too. And you can kind of like simulate. I would prompt ChatGPT or Gemini, can you ask me in a PRC board style way?
Yeah.
Because like those questions tend to be a bit like longer, and the multiple choice items, like they can all be kind of feasible because it's like that in the test. Like there are many items where all of the answers can be the correct answer, but you have to choose the best one.
The best one.
So if you prompt ChatGPT or Gemini like that, it's so helpful.
It really does. It does challenge you, and I think that's the most important part. Kind of getting used to that challenge and thinking in a way that you rationalize the question.
Yeah. And then you can also watch a lot of YouTube videos.
So
or
for
podcasts.
me, I learn better when I'm being active. So I don't just sit down and study the whole time. Just walk around the village. I'd put on a podcast. I don't know if you know the Abnormal Psychology podcast. It's on Spotify.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, he's a professor, I think, in the US, and he set up that podcast in the pandemic to, I guess, teach.
That's great.
Make education available for everyone.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that. Shout out to you, sir. Thank you for that.
So that goes a lot for like the audio learners out there. I'm personally not one, but I hear it's so helpful when you're an audio learner. And the next one is learn how to do item rationalization. We talked about this a bit in our previous video, but what does that really mean is one, learning how to do the process of elimination. And how do you do the process of elimination? You match the item to what is being asked in the STEM or the item question, because sometimes you get so much clues from how the question is deliberately phrased, and then matching it to what terms are present in the question.
And I'd say that, as Selena mentioned earlier, not all of the questions give you a clear-cut answer. Some of them are like, which one is the best one? They could all be right. Right? So, but there could be context clues in the question or the STEM that might give you a clear answer if you actually just try to associate.
You get context clues sometimes as you go through the test, because sometimes some questions answer the question in another test. And also in preparing for this, like when you're doing practice tests, personally, when I have a practice item that I'm confused about, I use AI to help me rationalize the items. It's so helpful, and then they discuss how they arrived at the answer. It's really
shows
helpful.
you how to be effective at rationalizing. Also, like for some people out there who maybe like me, I don't know how to rationalize. Like, what does that even look like?
It's a skill that you really develop.
It's a skill that you develop
with more test taking.
I guess like in this case, AI could show you how to develop that skill, what it looks like to rationalize effectively.
Yeah, and by the way, you also have to fact check ChatGPT and Gemini. Sometimes they're both wrong. Sometimes one of them's wrong. When I felt like a rationalization was off, I would ask, if I did it on ChatGPT, I would ask it on Gemini. And when I felt like it was still off, honestly, I would say trust your instinct.
Don't be so hard on yourself if you feel like this is correct, but then the answer key says you're wrong. Maybe the answer key is wrong. So don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, you have to learn how to trust your instincts. And I think there was a study before that showed something like your first guess is usually the most correct.
Yeah, because when we start overthinking, and it changes our conclusions.
Yeah. So when in doubt, go with your gut instinct. And then next one is personally, this is something that I found to have a big payoff, was I adjusted my body clock weeks in advance. As someone, like, I can't think in the morning, okay? I can't just wake up. I can't just wake up and like show up. So personally, I knew that I needed to prepare, and I have a whole ritual before I can start thinking. I need to have coffee. I need to have food in my system.
She didn't have that ritual, guys.
I did. So like weeks in advance, or like rather days in advance, I would start sleeping earlier because the test starts at 8 a.m. But you have to be there earlier. On the first day of the test, you have to be there like before 6:30.
Yeah.
So like, I really practiced waking up. Okay, I'm gonna wake up at like, today I'll wake up at 9 a.m. Then it became 8, 7, and then I woke up at 4 a.m. And I know it sounds intense, but I needed that amount of time to get ready. I needed to like...
And honestly, that's a good thing. That's really effective adaptation.
Yeah, and I would, along with that, start taking the test around that time. If you're like me and you find it hard to think, you're not or like an early morning person, I would force myself to like work up to that time and also to start taking tests at that time. Seriously, like that really helped me, because once I showed up to the test, I was confident that I had already practiced this and that I was confident in my ability to think at that time in the day.
So,
but if you don't really are not the kind of person, you're not affected by these things, then go ahead.
So in my case, I didn't do that. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people who really study better at night. So if you can, basically my sleep schedule was absolutely whack while I was studying.
Oh man, yeah, she's only starting to.
Yeah, I'm only starting to
be less batty.
But at that time, honestly, I just winged it really hard. So I didn't really have like that concern to think about. And that's okay for you guys. There's some people, from all the tips I heard, a lot of them also said like, adjust your sleep schedule. It's probably a good thing. But I guess for some of you, you know, if you can.
Doesn't really matter.
If you can, and you unfortunately you study better at night, then
then don't think about it. Then just disregard this.
Just go for it
if you feel like you can do it.
I mean, I did it. I'm okay, I think.
Yeah, you passed.
Okay.
You passed. We did it, babe. We did it.
Am I alive?
Are we really? Are we? That's the question.
Am I really?
That's the
what if I died in the middle of it? Okay, so for our last one, this one I really like, because that's, as I said, I dissociate during the test, but that's not a bad thing. It's okay, anticipate it, because let's be honest, a whole day of taking a test, that's not normal.
Yeah.
That's not normal. You're not. No one's supposed to sit for that long, just absorbing.
Oh my God, my back was killing me.
The back pain, the eye strain, the headaches. Just anticipate that your brain will need its rest, and it will do the rest for you if you don't give it.
Yeah.
It will dissociate. In that sense.
Yeah.
So our last tip is really, don't be afraid to rest
during the test.
During the test, and that's what I did.
That's what she did.
Like, I could see people freaking out and just. I've heard also stories where in the middle, like after the first day, people would just give up and not come back. But the thing is, it really puts strain on you if you let it. But in those moments when I'm dissociating, I just say my body needs to just take a step back.
Yeah.
So in those moments, for some of you have like your scents.
I do. I have like a Thai inhaler. It's like a menthol. Oh my gosh!
Really
it not only helps me focus, but it calms me down. Like I had that. I was constantly sniffing it, and it would really help. Sometimes I would just take a break to like dot the liquid, like around the ointment around my temples, and it might just take 30 seconds, but. It's really helpful.
You need those 30 seconds are a lot, and if you need 30 seconds, take those 30 seconds, because it will help you to be more effective when you go back into the test. It helps your mind be cleared, taking in the information a lot more objectively.
Babe, you actually slept, right?
I slept.
Can you tell them how you did that?
So what ended up happening was, when I'm dissociating and I'm really tired, and honestly, at some point, I'm not really taking in the information properly anymore. I'm reading it, but I'm not absorbing. And that's scary, because what if I'm answering, but I'm not answering the way I really want to, or the correct way? So in those moments, I would just like put aside my stuff, sit back, and I have like this oil roller. I just put the oil roller under my eyes and be like, I'm okay.
You're okay.
Take
You're
a deep
fine.
breath. I'm okay.
You're fine.
Take a deep breath. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Right?
You literally like you said you rested your head.
Yeah.
Your eyes.
Worst case, the worst one that happened, well, not really the worst, but like the most intense rest I had. I literally just put outside all my stuff, put my head down, and then I gave myself 2 minutes. I just closed my eyes, lie down, and no thoughts, just meow meow.
Meow meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I conked a bit, but I was afraid of that because apparently the proctor said that they're not allowed to touch us. So if you fall asleep and
You fall asleep and you never wake
you
up.
never
that's
wake
on
up,
you.
that's on you.
That's on you.
So I was a bit afraid of that. So, but I did give myself time to close my eyes, rest, and just maybe give myself a quick 2-minute nap, and that's okay. After that, I came back stronger, harder, faster.
Yeah, she did it.
I did.
Strong a bit, faster. Done. Forgot the
I
words.
passed, baby.
We
That's all that
did.
matters.
We passed. So and that apparently it worked.
Yeah.
So we can add it in this video. That's why.
Hopefully, these tips help you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take your boards exam, wishing you the best. You got this.
You got
just
this.
study.
Yeah. You
Just study. Have fun.
have fun when you can.
This is a once in a lifetime experience. Don't forget that. So you want to look back in this experience and remember
Also have
good
happy memories.
Yeah, it's not all just like suffering.
Yeah.
Because in the midst of suffering, we can dance through
We
it.
can dance through the lightning strikes.
If you want to watch our video on Opalite, it's somewhere
Yeah, it's somewhere there.
there. Anyway, thanks,
All right,
guys.
thanks, guys. That's it for now. And by the way, before we forget, because sometimes we forget to
always
say
forget.
this, if you like these kinds of videos where we chat, sometimes we chat about grad school and we chat about everyday life and cop culture, even
Cop culture.
cop culture,
Pop culture.
cop culture, in
I
a
prefer pop culture, but okay.
in a zoky way, a cozy way.
What kind of pops are we talking about?
And consider subscribing to
Our channel,
our channel.
liking, also only if you want.
Yeah,
You
please
don't.
join
No pressure.
our community. We're so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it for now. We'll see you
See
in
you
the
at the
next
next
one. Bye. Bye.
Cop culture.
Cop culture.